This exploration may be a difficult one as the concept of the guarded heart unfolds. References to love between man and woman also means love between two people of any orientation.
The silent shadow when love becomes fear.
Fear of love casts a long shadow over the hearts of those who've experienced deep pain. This fear isn't a simple reluctance. It's a profound, often unspoken dread that burrows into the soul.
The roots of this fear run deep. They spring from the soil of betrayal, abuse, loss, or abandonment. Each painful experience adds another layer to the protective wall around the heart.
For some, it began with the sting of infidelity, trust crumbling like sand through their fingers.
Others carry the weight of emotional or physical abuse, their spirits bruised by hands that should have been gentle.
Some hearts ache with the hollow emptiness left by death, the fear of loving again tangled with the fear of losing again.
This fear manifests in myriad ways, often invisible to the outside world. It's in the quickening heartbeat when someone shows interest. It's in the sleepless nights spent analysing every interaction for signs of impending hurt. It's in the subtle distancing, the almost imperceptible pulling away when emotions start to deepen.
For those gripped by this fear, love becomes a battlefield where the enemy is unseen but ever present. Every compliment might hide an ulterior motive. Every kind gesture could be a prelude to betrayal.
The mind becomes a constant whirlwind of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios.
Outwardly, these individuals might seem aloof or disinterested in romance. They might throw themselves into work or hobbies, building a life that looks full but feels empty.
Some might engage in a series of superficial relationships, never allowing anyone to get too close. Others might withdraw entirely, convincing themselves that solitude is preferable to the risk of pain.
Living in love's shadow, a dance of distance.
Those who fear love often craft lives that appear full and satisfying to the outside world. They navigate social waters with skill, maintaining a network of friendships and acquaintances. These relationships provide companionship and connection, but always with an invisible barrier in place.
Close friends might find themselves puzzled by the occasional emotional distance. There's warmth and laughter, shared experiences and confidences. But a line is drawn, a line that keeps the relationship from deepening into something more profound, more vulnerable.
In the realm of romance, these individuals might engage in casual relationships or short-term affairs. Physical intimacy is easier to manage than emotional closeness. They might be passionate lovers, attentive partners for a time, but as feelings threaten to deepen, they retreat.
The pattern becomes a familiar dance approach: connect, withdraw. Their lives are not devoid of joy or human connection. They attend social gatherings, pursue hobbies, build successful careers. They might be the life of the party, the reliable colleague, the adventurous travel companion. But beneath the surface lies a careful orchestration, a constant awareness of emotional boundaries.
For some, this manifests as a series of brief, intense relationships. They allow themselves to feel the rush of new attraction, the thrill of possibility. But as soon as the relationship threatens to become something more, they find reasons to end it. It's safer this way, they tell themselves. No risk of falling too deep.
Others might maintain long-term partnerships that never quite reach the level of deep emotional intimacy. They're committed in many ways, sharing homes, making future plans, but always holding a part of themselves back.
The words "I love you" might be said, but with a silent caveat, a mental footnote that limits their full meaning. These individuals aren't cold or unfeeling. On the contrary, their fear stems from how deeply they can feel.
They remember the intoxicating highs of falling in love, the all-consuming nature of it, and they remember the devastating lows when it ended. The fear of experiencing that pain again keeps them eternally vigilant.
In quiet moments, they might feel the yearning for deeper connection, the longing to let go, to fall headlong into love's embrace. But the fear whispers louder, reminding them of past hurts, urging caution.
Their lives are a delicate balance between connection and protection. They allow themselves to experience affection, companionship, even passion. but they stop short of the all-encompassing, transformative power of falling deeply in love. It's a life lived in love's shadow, close enough to feel its warmth, but never fully stepping into its light.
Embracing autonomy, life beyond love's full embrace.
The decision to live life without falling deeply in love is a valid and deeply personal choice. For those who have experienced profound heartbreak or loss, this path offers a form of protection and self-preservation that deserves respect and understanding.
These individuals often cultivate rich, multifaceted lives that challenge traditional notions of fulfillment. They find depth and meaning in various aspects of life, unencumbered by the demands and compromises that deep romantic love often requires. Their autonomy becomes a source of strength and pride.
Free from the need to consider a partner in major life decisions, they can pursue careers, relocate, or embark on adventures with unfettered freedom. This independence allows for a level of self-discovery and personal growth that might be harder to achieve within the confines of a committed romantic relationship.
Many find profound satisfaction in nurturing deep friendships. These connections offer emotional support, companionship, and shared experiences without the intensity and vulnerability that romantic love demands. Friends become chosen family, creating a network of care and understanding that can be just as fulfilling as a romantic partnership.
Professional pursuits often take center stage in their lives. Without the distractions and time commitments of a deep romantic relationship, they can pour their energy into career advancement, creative projects, or entrepreneurial ventures. This focus can lead to significant achievements and a sense of purpose that rivals the fulfillment others find in romantic love.
Personal passions and hobbies flourish in this space of autonomy. Whether it's traveling the world, mastering a craft, or dedicating time to charitable causes, these individuals have the freedom to fully immerse themselves in their interests. This deep engagement with personal passions can bring a sense of joy and accomplishment that is uniquely their own.
For some, this lifestyle allows for a deeper exploration of spirituality or personal philosophy. Without the distractions of romantic entanglements, they can dedicate time to meditation, self-reflection, or the pursuit of knowledge. This inner journey can lead to a profound sense of peace and self-understanding.
The absence of a committed romantic relationship doesn't mean a life devoid of intimacy or affection. Many cultivate fulfilling physical relationships that meet their needs without the emotional intensity of falling in love. These arrangements can offer companionship and physical closeness while maintaining personal boundaries and independence.
Financial independence is often a significant benefit of this lifestyle. Without the need to compromise on financial decisions or support a partner, these individuals can manage their resources according to their own priorities and values. This can lead to greater financial security and the freedom to make bold economic choices.
Their homes become personal sanctuaries, reflecting their tastes and needs without the necessity of compromise. The space they inhabit becomes a true expression of self, a comfort zone where they can fully relax and be themselves.
Time, one of life's most precious resources, becomes entirely their own. Weekends, holidays, and evenings can be filled with activities of their choosing, without the need to negotiate or accommodate a partner's wishes. This freedom allows for spontaneity and the pursuit of diverse experiences.
For many, this autonomy extends to their social lives. They can cultivate a diverse circle of friends and acquaintances, participating in various social groups without the limitations that sometimes come with being part of a couple. This social fluidity can lead to a rich tapestry of experiences and connections.
It's important to recognize that this choice doesn't stem from a lack of capacity for love or connection. Often, it's quite the opposite. These individuals may have a deep understanding of love's power and choose to channel that capacity into other aspects of life: friendships, family relationships, community service, or personal growth.
Ultimately, the decision to live life without falling deeply in love is a testament to the diverse ways humans can find meaning and fulfillment. It challenges societal norms that often place romantic love at the center of a well-lived life. These individuals demonstrate that a life rich in experiences, achievements, and connections can be built on a foundation of self-reliance and personal choice. Their journey is one of courage, the courage to define happiness and success on their own terms.
In respecting their autonomy and choices, we acknowledge the myriad paths to a fulfilling life and the inherent value of personal freedom in shaping one's destiny.
The invisible wall, loving those who guard their hearts. For those who find themselves drawn to individuals guarding their hearts, the experience can be both alluring and frustrating. There's an intangible quality to these guarded souls, a depth, a complexity that beckons.
Yet, as one tries to draw closer, they encounter an invisible barrier, a subtle but unmistakable distance. At first, the connection might seem promising. There's chemistry, shared interests, engaging conversations.
The guarded individual often possesses a charisma born of their independence and self-assurance. They're interesting, accomplished, and seem open to forming connections. This initial phase can be intoxicating, full of possibility.
But as feelings deepen, those trying to get closer begin to sense a change. It's as if they've reached the edge of an unseen boundary. Attempts to move the relationship forward are met with gentle deflection or subtle withdrawal. The warmth remains, but it's tempered, controlled.
This dance of approach and retreat can be deeply confusing. One moment, there's a flash of deep connection, a hint of vulnerability that suggests the potential for more. The next, there's a pulling back, a reinforcement of emotional distance. It's like trying to embrace a shadow tantalizingly close yet impossible to fully grasp.
Those falling for these guarded hearts often find themselves questioning their own perceptions. Was that moment of closeness real or imagined? Are they reading too much into small gestures of affection? The uncertainty can be maddening, a constant second-guessing of every interaction.
There's often a sense of being kept at arm's length, even as the relationship appears to progress. Plans might be made, time spent together, yet there's always a feeling of holding back. Important conversations are sidestepped, declarations of deeper feelings met with ambiguity or change of subject.
For many, this triggers a nurturing instinct. They see the pain behind the guardedness and want to heal it. They might redouble their efforts to prove their trustworthiness, to demonstrate that they're different from those who caused hurt in the past. But these well-intentioned efforts often serve only to reinforce the barriers they're trying to overcome.
The experience can be emotionally taxing. There's the constant hope that with enough patience, enough understanding, the walls will come down. Each small moment of vulnerability is seized upon as a sign of progress, but just as quickly the distance reasserts itself, leaving a sense of loss and confusion in its wake.
Those who persist in these relationships often find themselves in a state of emotional limbo. They're more than friends, less than full partners. They might share deeply intimate moments, yet feel like strangers in crucial ways. The contradiction can be painful, a constant reminder of what might be, but isn't quite allowed to flourish.
For some, there's a gradual realization that the level of emotional intimacy they crave may never be possible. This recognition brings its own kind of heartbreak, mourning not for what was, but for what could have been. The potential for deep, transformative love remains out of reach.
Others might find themselves adapting, learning to find contentment in the level of connection that is offered. They learn to appreciate the unique qualities of a relationship that exists in this in-between space. But there's often a lingering question of whether this is truly enough.
The experience of loving someone who fears love is a lesson in patience, understanding, and ultimately, acceptance. It's a journey that challenges conventional notions of relationships and forces a confrontation with one's own needs and expectations.
For those drawn to these complex, guarded individuals, the path is rarely easy. It requires a delicate balance of respect for boundaries and hope for deeper connection. It's a testament to the enduring human desire for love, even in the face of uncertainty and emotional risk.
The allure of guarded souls is a magnetic force, drawing some into their orbit with an irresistible pull. These enigmatic individuals are captivating, their carefully constructed walls sparking a primal urge to unravel the mystery within.
There's an intoxicating quality to their reserved nature, a depth that beckons exploration. Their measured responses and fleeting moments of vulnerability act like breadcrumbs, leading us deeper into the labyrinth of their hearts.
We find ourselves entranced by the challenge they present. Each small victory, each glimpse behind the curtain feels monumental. A genuine smile, a moment of unguarded laughter, becomes a treasured gem, all the more precious for its rarity.
Their independence ignites our imagination. We see strength in their self-reliance, a complexity that promises hidden depths of passion and emotion. The contrast between their outer composure and the hints of intense feeling beneath creates an irresistible tension.
There's a bittersweet ache in loving someone who holds back. It stirs our nurturing instincts, awakens our deepest desires to heal and be needed. We long to be the one who finally breaks through, who proves worthy of their trust.
The dance of approach and retreat becomes addictive. Each step forward feels like a triumph. Each withdrawal, a challenge to try harder. We become intoxicated by the possibility of what could be. If only we could find the key to unlock their guarded heart.
In their reluctance, we see a mirror of our own fears and insecurities. Their guardedness validates our own hesitations, creating a sense of kinship and caution. Yet it also offers the tantalizing prospect of mutual healing, of overcoming fears together.
Loving a guarded soul is an exercise in hope and patience. It's a delicate balance of respecting boundaries while nurturing connection. In this space of potential, of what-ifs and maybes, we find a unique kind of romance. One tinged with longing, fueled by imagination, and sustained by the eternal human belief in the transformative power of love.
Navigating affection, the guarded heart's responses. For those with guarded hearts, responding to others' obvious desires to fall in love presents a delicate and often uncomfortable challenge. The situation demands a careful balance between honesty, kindness, and self-protection.
Clarity becomes paramount. Guarded individuals often find themselves compelled to be more direct than they might naturally prefer. They recognize that ambiguity can breed false hope, potentially causing more pain in the long run. This realization often pushes them to have difficult conversations they might otherwise avoid.
Many choose to be upfront about their emotional limitations. They might explain their past experiences, their fears, and their current inability to fully reciprocate deep romantic feelings. This honesty, while potentially painful in the moment, can prevent prolonged suffering from unrequited love.
Some may set clear boundaries early on. They might explicitly state their desire for friendship or a casual relationship, making it clear that deeper emotional involvement isn't possible for them at this time. This approach aims to manage expectations from the outset.
In cases where feelings have already developed, guarded individuals often grapple with guilt. They may find themselves offering explanations, trying to soften the blow of rejection. "It's not you, it's me" becomes more than a cliché. It's a genuine attempt to shift blame away from the other person.
There's often a temptation to withdraw completely, to cut off contact as a means of protection, both for themselves and the other person. However, many recognize that this approach can be unnecessarily harsh and may choose a more gradual distancing instead.
Some guarded hearts might suggest that the other person seek happiness elsewhere. They may even play matchmaker, introducing their admirers to other potential partners. It's a way of showing care while reinforcing their own unavailability.
In professional or social situations where complete avoidance isn't possible, they might adopt a polite but distant demeanor. They carefully modulate their behavior to avoid sending mixed signals. even if it means coming across as cold or aloof at times.
For those who value the relationship despite its limitations, there's often an effort to reframe it. They might emphasize the importance of the friendship, trying to channel the other's affections into a form of connection they feel more comfortable with.
In some cases, guarded individuals might agree to take things slowly, to explore the possibility of opening up over time. However, they're careful not to make promises they can't keep, always tempering expectations with reality.
There's often an underlying hope that by being honest about their limitations, they might actually inspire understanding rather than resentment. Many guarded hearts long for connections where their boundaries are respected without constant pressure to change.
Ultimately, the response of a guarded heart to obvious romantic interest is rarely perfect. It's a process fraught with potential for misunderstanding and hurt feelings. Yet, in navigating these waters, many find that honesty, even when difficult, is the most compassionate approach in the long run. This exploration took us into the complex dynamics between those who feared love and those drawn to them. It delved into the roots of love's fear, often stemming from past hurts, and how this manifested in lives built on autonomy and self-protection. The allure of these guarded souls was examined, revealing why many found themselves captivated by the challenge of breaking through emotional barriers. The perspective then focused on the guarded heart, unveiling the internal struggles faced when confronted with others' yearning. It highlighted the guilt, the rationalization, and the conflicting desires for connection and safety that characterized their experience. The piece acknowledged the pain caused by emotional unavailability, while recognizing the deep-seated fears that drove this behavior. The discussion addressed the practical challenges of navigating relationships when one party sought deeper connection and the other retreated. It emphasized the importance of clear communication, setting boundaries, and managing expectations. The complexities of responding to obvious romantic interest were examined, revealing the delicate balance between honesty, kindness, and self-protection. Throughout, the piece maintained a tone of empathy and understanding for both parties, recognizing the complexity of human emotions and the lasting impact of emotional trauma on the capacity to love and be loved. It served as a testament to the ongoing struggle between the desire for connection and the need for self-preservation, a dance that continues long after initial wounds have healed.